Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Once in a gathering, there were a few ulama, one or two ulama, three ulama, and there was another person. He was a worker. He was kind of a lawyer or something. So they wanted two people, ulama. They wanted to say something privately, so that not concerning that person. It was a question, but obviously if the question was a bit too complex and it would confuse him, so they asked the question to the shaykh in Arabic. So that person was so well mannered. Before he even went ahead, he started speaking Arabic. He said, "Let me interrupt you here. I understand Arabic. So if you want to say anything, then I can understand what you're saying." So then he said, "If you can understand Arabic, then you have enough isti'dad to understand our question. So then it won't be a problem if we speak in Urdu or we speak in Arabic. You understand, it's not a problem, because now if you have that level of understanding, then this question will confuse you. You understand? So that's why, like the adab. Let's say for example, somebody's sleeping, and two people are talking. Then you should tell the person that I'm awake. Not all the time. If they think you're sleeping and they're talking regarding you, or they're even talking generally, you should let them know that I'm awake, or make them know that you're awake so that they don't think that you're sleeping. To read somebody's email, somebody's messages without their permission. If you have permission, explicitly or implicitly, that's fine. But if you don't have permission to read somebody's messages, to read somebody's letters, if you got a letter, it's a normal doctor's letter, and they don't mind in the family, you can open it. But if it's private or they don't want you to read it, you're not allowed to do this. Do you understand? And similarly, because if you have only three people in the gathering, then two people shouldn't speak in a language that the third person doesn't know. Because why? It makes them feel a bit uncomfortable. Yes, again, if the circumstance, like there's lots of people, and then two people start speaking by themselves, okay. And all of these things that we learn here, is one simple thing, that before you do anything, just do a slight pause. Before you say something, like what happens is sometimes the word comes to your mind immediately. But if you just take a slight pause and say, well, is this the better word, or can I phrase it better? I'm going to take this up right now, but instead of putting it here, should I put it there? So just don't do things on the first impulse. Just do a slight pause and reconsider. You don't have to have a meeting in your mind, but sometimes just a slight little pause and can make you like half a minute pause. Not half a minute, half a second pause. Like even when I'm speaking now, I am thinking, so I have a little pause in between. So a little pause in between before you say something, before you do something, to consider the effects of what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. Can it be rephrased? You understand? Like for example, like some people would say that I never command my son or my daughter to do anything. Why? Because if I command them and don't do it, or they do delay in doing it, what is this? Ma'siyah. Not ma'siyah, this is ma'siyah because of uquq al-walidain. Rather, I would pose as a question, or rather I would express a desire. I'm feeling a bit thirsty. The kid is a bit dumb. You might think, oh, okay. But just having enough intelligence, instead of saying, get me water, and they delay, or they don't feel like doing it, say, I'm feeling a bit thirsty, water would be good. So that's not hukam. So this slight little, and now you're not being authoritative. So a slight little pause before you enunciate a word, or you phrase a sentence, or maybe if I say the sentence slightly differently, it'll be a bit more polite. Before you say something, you think a bit, okay, who else is here? So just before you do anything, before you say anything, just pause a bit. What am I doing? And consider everything around you. Then that will improve your character and your demeanor very significantly. Do you understand? You know, like how you're writing text message. So sometimes you just, this word, you delete that word. I say, no, better word. So when you're speaking as well, as if you're typing a message or typing a letter, slightly just make sure you ponder a bit. Like have a filter before it comes out of your mouth. Before you do anything, have a little filter regarding the action. Not alone if you start doing everything in slow motion. But when you start doing that, you get a habit. And all your actions and all your behaviors and your mannerisms become much more muhazzab and much better. Understood?